This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio, where the inner doll is created. Styling services they offer are sew-ins, quick weaves, relaxers, facial waxing, eyelash extensions, and much, much more. It's time for you to find your inner doll. Contact Selena today, serving the Tampa Bay and surrounding areas of Florida. And make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Hello everyone, Vanessa Klinger here. We currently have advertising and sponsorship packages available for the Ride Along with Vanessa and Spiritually Speaking and Awakening talk shows. Are you in the beauty, healthcare, auto, hotel industry? Are you a podcaster, light worker, spiritual teacher, and guide? We have interview spots available. KP Media Network provides global access and simultaneous streaming with a global reach of over 160 million. Go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor. Schedule a free consult now. Stay in love. Hello everyone, Vanessa Klinger here. Join us live Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media TV network for the Ride Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you 100% free coaching at your service, raw, real enlightenment at its best. So join us Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Join us, won't you? Stay in love. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator.
And I am Michelle Washington, your spiritual evolutionist and motivator. Namaste. I bow to the divine presence in you.
Namaste. Wow. So we hope you guys had a blessed Thanksgiving. We are actually recording this so that we can enjoy it with our families. So we wanted just to make sure that you guys still receive the encouragement and the enlightenment that we have, especially during these holiday times. So I know that we're both looking forward to enjoying it because I'll be watching the show. So it's great because we don't really get a chance to catch and watch ourselves. Right. So now, since we're able to pre-record the episode, we can actually see and get fed ourselves. So it's like awesome. I know. It's great. It's great. So I know you have a lot going on right now. You got some things happening. So share with us what you got going
on. Basically, I am on HAPS TV. It is a free app. You can download it. You can create your own, or you can support other people. It's broadcast all over the world. I don't have a specific time, but you are able to go into HAPS TV and just view all of my recordings. You can choose the ones you want to hear based on what the subject is. So you don't necessarily have to catch it live. You can go to my HAPS TV page and just choose which topic that you want to hear. And it flows out to all the social media. So if you're my Facebook friend, you'll automatically get it. But I'm excited about that because it allows me to go all over the world sitting right here.
Right. It's great, isn't it? Don't you love technology?
Yeah, it's free. It's free.
Yeah, we ain't got to wear them Jesus sandals and be walking from door to door.
Yes, I am a pastor of nations. So sitting right here in my meditation room. So it is awesome to be able to do that because that's my passion. It's my passion to spiritually involve people to They're just back to your memory, just inviting you back to yourself, not trying to take you outside nowhere, but leading you back home. Come back home where you belong. So I'm excited about that. And I'm still excited about my book.
Wow. Mental
Me.
equation. Share with
Yes,
us a couple of pieces of, go ahead, pick something out and share with us.
okay. We got a little time. Let's find something that we can talk about. The book is like a writing of some things that happened once I was diagnosed last year. This time I was diagnosed with that. I didn't say I had it. I said I was diagnosed with COVID and had some symptoms that were causing me. You never know how important your breath is until you can't breathe. Mm-hmm. So when the ambulance came, I only had 40% of my oxygen. So I was on the way out of here physically, and I could feel, and this is wild, I could feel myself leaving my body. And when I think back on that, I could see myself leaving, and I don't know how to explain that. But on the other end, my younger brother, was on the line with my friend Ron, my best friend Ron, and they were praying, and I could hear that, and I could also feel like I was leaving, but it was like the prayer was bringing me back. It was like it was getting louder and louder, so I knew I was getting closer back to this side than the other side, because I was really out of my mind. I walked to the ambulance with no shoes on, nothing. I was just I was gone. So anyway, these are some writings that I wrote after that, when God said, just write, whatever you're hearing, just write. And that's how I did the book. There are no chapters. It's just writing. It's like allowing you to eavesdrop on the conversations that God and I was having, because I had to build my breath back up. And so it's very important. And I've been teaching that in meditation, how important the deep breathing is and how important it is for you to do that on a daily basis. And so every morning that I got up from that point, it was like I cherished my breath. And maybe some things happen like that to remind you of how blessed you are, or how great God is, and how He has created you. So one of the things that I wrote was, let me find it now. Give me a minute.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Remember, our past and future is illusional because it's not present. Another question we must ask ourselves is, does this thought offer a resolution? And I spell resolution like with S-O-U-L, a resolution, because the answer is in your soul. As we ask ourselves probing questions, it takes us out of our negative energy, which is the stop point, and it starts us to convert our frequency to a higher dimension of truth. Immediately, the thought is converted and our mentality is born again into a positive reality. And so this is where I was kind of explaining. You remember in school when they say you catch on fire, you need to stop, drop, and roll? So I was saying, when we're thinking, sometimes those fiery thoughts that come to our mind, we just run with them. So what we actually need to do is stop, drop, and roll. Stop and recognize that you're having that thought. Drop it if it's negative and it's not bringing you a resolution. And then roll on to your next point that you're going to. Because a lot of times we run from different thoughts. You can't run from your thoughts, because wherever you go, your thoughts are going to go. So what you have to do is stop, drop, and roll, so you don't continue to burn in this fire of problems and situations. And so like it's just a mental equation. It's like adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying thoughts in your mind. We have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day in our head. Can you imagine what kind of order can there be there? That's why I promote your heart mind first, and then you line it up with your head mind. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I am looking for it to be a bestseller. I created the the cover with the tree of life. If you open it up, you'll get a full view
I like
of
that.
the cross, the tree of life, the colors everybody's talking about. That's the gay colors, but those are the colors of the rainbow, where God gave us. And we're gonna talk about that tonight. First thing people say, "You gay?" Yeah, I'm happy every day. So
Every day, all day,
I am gay. I'm happy all day.
all day.
So the colors are the chakra colors, and so I lined up the cross with the chakra colors, the body, the human body, and the tree of life, and it became one. You really cannot imagine what people ask you. Some questions people ask you.
And it's so. I mean, I don't know about you, Dr. Washington, but I have entered a space in my life where, honestly, it's not a deep desire for me. I've just concluded that my job is more important. And because, see, if you read your scriptures, it says, woe to those in the last days. What it say about getting married and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just like, that is not my main focus right now.
Well, it is not mine either, because I've done it before. A couple times I've been married. Right now, the freedom of me being who I want to be, when I want to be, because I want to be it, without an explanation to anybody, I'm good with that.
Yep. And the fact is, see, once I finally just realized and concluded that this is not my home.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're serving in the army. I'm in the army of the Lord. I'm on assignment. And I know that if that's a desire in my heart for that, my partner or whatever, whoever is home waiting for me to return. That gives me peace.
I never thought about it like that. I never thought
yeah. New heaven and new earth, we're gonna reign for 1,000 years of peace. Whatever it is you feel that you're lacking in your life and this and that, whatnot, when you realize you're in the army of the Lord and you working, you on assignment, you just, you creating and you're going to that place that he prepared for us, and whatever it is over there. Okay. That's how I see it. Now, I wouldn't want to be married in this day and age anyway.
Ooh.
Be honest.
It's just I have zero tolerance for foolishness. I refuse to teach anybody or pull anybody or wonder if you're going to be a body. I don't have time for that. I really don't. I am so excited that my kids are growing up and they're becoming more responsible for themselves. And so it releases me in a lot of things. You never stop being a mom. They could be 30 probably and you still be a mom, but they are getting to a point where I don't have to cook every night. They know how to cook. And, everybody, sometimes I just come in and say, eat what you find night. What you want, you cook. What you want, you cook. Because sometimes I just grab a salad. So I don't want the responsibility of having to cook every night if I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
It's just not even. It's all, everyone has their, what their purpose is and everything. And I've just concluded that my purpose is to operate in this whenever, whatever I want it over. I don't want to hear. I really don't.
And that's what I meant about your mental equation, because everybody mentally, God's mathematics do not add up or subtract or multiply, divide anyway like this world. And so people are judging you because I know it's been close to 20 years since I've been in a relationship. I know it's close to that. I lost count. But people judge you. That's why I say, they ask me, because those colors on there, are you gay? Because I don't talk about being in a relationship with a man or a woman. But I'm just saying that's how we've been conditioned. You don't have to be in a relationship. It is a choice. And so I'm just thankful that I don't have to sleep around to be fulfilled. I don't have to be married to be fulfilled. I can be fulfilled right where I stand. And so sometimes you have to come to your place in your space and decide, this is good for me. That may be good for you, but this right here is good for me right now. So
yeah, and the thing is, the ones, girl, we talking now. The ones, they say, all I need is Jesus. And just as
yeah.
bright as mango seed, they have no peace. Their body is all like, as soon as they see a man, they're like a bird.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. When you finally,
I've just been there and done that.
And I'm like, I don't have that craving and desire for somebody and everything, because when you realize certain things that I didn't know we were going to talk about this tonight, but the fact of the matter is, we just wrapped up talking about last week's episode from peace to peace, and and in order, people think a peace to have peace, but no, you can.
Not that kind of peace. Not that kind of peace.
No, that's not gonna bring you no peace. It's not. You think it is for about a few minutes, and next thing you know, you just are scattered and ragged. The thing is that peace can only come from within. Yeah. And the great thing about the Christ story is the fact that you see that, and it's depicted as him doing his work as unto God. He was working, and he fulfilled his mission, and then he went on to sit at the right hand of the Father. Because see, if people really look at the Bible scriptures and the stories, and especially the Christ story, they will see he told us, do your work. You're here. I'm sending my spirit to you to support you to fulfill the mission.
Right.
And his mission was to enlighten people and to liberate those who were broken. What did it say? What was it said? To heal the brokenhearted and all of that. That's why we are here. There are people here that think that this place is their home, and they are trapped. And they're burdened, and they're frustrated, and they're sad and depressed, and they feel as if nobody loves them and cares for them. All we have to do is be a light of encouragement to people and let them know. And I'm gonna share this because today I walk down to the pier practically every morning. My dog and I, we walk down there, and I go down there and I sit at the sun, because there's this way, it looks like a cross, and I go down to the end, and the sun is like right there, and I sit there and I meditate for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I just look up at the sun, and I'm just letting the rays and stuff feed me and just heal, warm me and everything, and I'm meditating. So I'm on my way there this morning, and there was this young lady. She was sitting there, and I knew immediately something was up. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't go into judgment. And I stopped and I asked her if she told me. Yeah, there's a friend of mine committed suicide, and he was my boyfriend, and this and that. And she was feeling so guilty and all this kind of stuff. And the thing is that had I not been spiritually sensitive and just focused on I gotta go meditate, instead of just being, what I mean? I would have, I wouldn't have picked up on that, right? And the thing is, that's our role. That's why we are here. We are here to heal the brokenhearted. And I talked to her about 5 to 10 minutes, and I was sharing with her. I was like, look, I said, this and that. I says, I had a husband that did that, and I had family members that have done that. I said, it's, everybody, I just shared with her and encouraged her. And I let her know, I said, look, this place is not our home. I said, he's gone to a better place. People don't need to hear, oh, was he saved? And this, that. No, people don't need to hear that.
Right.
They need to hear encouragement. I've come to heal the brokenhearted. She was brokenhearted. She was wrapped with guilt. She felt like there was something that was unresolved between them, and this and that, because they had a rift. So they weren't together. And that type of stuff that was going on in her mind, thinking, oh, if I had not yelled at him or something, maybe he, all that stuff. I was just there to encourage her and bring her peace and bring her back, to let her know this place is not our home. He's in a better place. I ask you and encourage you every day to speak to him and bring closure. I said, when my husband. I had to claim his ashes, and for a month, I put closure to a lot of things because I hadn't seen him in years, and I just talked to him and everything until I felt right.
Right.
And I said, do that because, baby, you're gonna get better, and you're going to a better place. And
Right.
you know, it's and I took a picture of what she wrote. I'm going to share it on my social media. But the fact of the matter is, people realize why we're here. I get it. Everybody knows some people supposed to get married and bring children here and all this kind of stuff because everybody's here on a mission. And we got to get her somehow. But the fact of the matter is that certain people at different stages of their life, you have to understand. And I just decided, I mean, people be trying to, men and women, I be trying to holler at me. And I'm like, look, I don't say nothing. Right. They see what I'm doing and everything. And it's not that I'm shut off or anything. I'm working.
Right. And you made a decision for that.
I made a decision.
And so if we spend as much time deciding things for our lives as we do being in other people's business,
girl,
we can begin to maneuver and motivate the way that we should be taken, because it takes a lot of energy to be in somebody else's stuff. I just don't have time for it. You know, it's just so much that I must complete before this time runs out. And I have a will to complete my purpose and my mission, and by any means necessary. If it means for me walking alone, then I walk alone, but I don't walk alone. So just making that decision is my mental equation. That's me. That's why I titled it Me, because everybody has their own me, their own mental equation, their own way in which they have landed here. They've landed here, and we're so busy trying to make people be like we want them to be and be in this clique and this club. And it's too much energy. I don't have it anymore.
No,
I don't have that.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading it. And I've already decided over the holidays, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read. I'm going to take Hot Dog down to the beach, and we're going to sit there and I'm going to read Mental Equation. And you think I'm joking, but I'm going to post a picture on social media. You'll see me with the book. I'll be like this.
I mean, I just, that has just been on my bucket list. Yeah. I've been writing stuff forever, but I've never taken the time, or I always thought it cost money. That's what always stopped me. That's why we have got to stop thinking that way and start searching, researching, and studying. I always thought I had to have this big amount of money, to be able to do that. But that's not the case. And so
no. People think you gotta do all this and all that, but honey, anytime, and I'm not speaking bad, I'm just using it as an example, ladies and gentlemen, so don't come for me. But anytime you got people praising people who are like me too, grammatically incorrect. I use wrong words and terms for stuff and everything. So do your best and just get it out there, because it's going to reach the right person that it needs to reach.
Like you said, it's your artifacts. It wasn't so important that it becomes a bestseller or that I make millions of dollars off of it. All that would be nice. But my thing is always to hopefully provide people with tools that bring them back home to themselves, and that gives them another way of thinking, and they're saying, wow, I never thought about that like that. I hope a whole bunch of that is in there. Well, wow, I never thought about, like the stop, drop, and roll. That's something people know about, but have you ever thought of it in a spiritual way? The abracadabra, that's in there too. I create as I speak, or it is created as I have spoken. Most people put that with magic. It's a miracle. And so there are some things that people won't touch in the church, but I touch a lot of stuff, because everything, all words are spelling. And what energy that you put behind it is what it becomes. Right. And so sometimes we put a negative energy behind abracadabra, then it becomes negative. If I put a positive energy behind abracadabra, then it becomes positive. We have that power. So It is, I hope that you will get the writings, and it encourage you to be yourself. No, I don't care what nobody says about it. It will encourage you to be yourself. That's your mental equation. So listen, go ahead.
Go out to Amazon and get it. Let me see it again.
Yes.
Let me see it again, Carlos. What's mental equation? Me. Go out to
Me.
Amazon and get Me by Michelle
Me.
Spiritual
Yes, sir.
Evolution. Yes, yes. And she's on Haps TV. You guys know it, people in the social media world and everything. Check her out. It's at Michelle Washington, Haps TV, right here, at Michelle Washington. And go out and follow her so that you can access all of her great videos. And they're wonderful, they're insightful. I catch them practically every day. And it's always something that it's great when you're in the flow, host, because right when you need something, it shows up.
And I've heard people say that a lot. In the comments, sometimes they was like, I needed to hear that, or I never thought about it like that. So I'm saying I have, since I've been on social media, I have only had one negative comment. And the comment came from one of the senators in Washington. Yes, the government is listening. The government is listening. So that's what I got out of it. I was like, what? The government is listening. So I've only had one. I just thought about that. I only had one, and that was like, the government. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Like, people want to be popular down here and all that. I'm like, nope.
It's not. It's overrated.
It's overrated.
We talked on the last episode. It's for entertainment purposes only.
That's it.
It's overrated. It's overrated, and a lot of them are selling their souls so that somebody knows them. And then when you leave here, they'll hear your name for a while, then everybody forgets it. So I don't need to sell my soul, because God said he will make my name great. And my name can be great only when it's associated with him. So
you gain the world and lose your soul. And look, and guess who's gonna come guess who's gonna come find you now? Because God is coming for his people, right? So if you want to act up and sell your soul and stay down here in hell and run from the devil and do all that and be at his mercy and stay longer at the party than you intended, don't worry about it. You just have to go around the block one more time, a couple more times, however many times it takes, and then Jesus gonna come and get you, and then you'll be on the other side. But the fact of the matter is that I just know that I've been here more than once.
Yeah, your soul repeats the journey. They just do it in a different vehicle. That's why we have deja vu. That's why we feel like we've been here before, because your soul has been to that particular place and has returned for a different outcome.
To remind you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wake up and say, wait a minute.
Yeah. And say, don't go that way. I went that way last time. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I would rather, gain the world. No, I don't need to be popular. I don't need any of that. I thought I did, co-host. I really did. I'm like, oh, it'd be great if I was on Oprah, Ellen, and all this kind of stuff, and I could reach all these people. But now I understand what my assignment is.
Right.
I'm leaving an
artifact. Your assignment is greater than Oprah and Ellen and everything. And I've been, for the last week, I've been listening to Oprah in her motivational speeches. I know some people think she's the devil, but
she playing a part.
She is spitting out some stuff that will make you go, what?
Yep.
And I just encourage you. It's the same thing with Reverend Ike. He only had a negative energy, that all he talk about is money. All you want to do is get your money. It is so much not about that. But if we were talking about in our last broadcast, opening your portals to new things. Your spirit will not lead you into something that is going to kill you. if it resonates with your spirit, then even though if you never heard it before, and it's gonna be some stuff in me that you never heard it before, but if you say, it's resonating. If
Right.
when I go to an all you can eat, I only eat what resonates with me. I don't eat stuff
You
that
agree
don't.
with.
Yeah. So it's the same thing in your spirit. We're so afraid to walk into new and unknown because we're afraid. And when you're afraid, you should not walk in it. Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, tonight we're going to be talking about the scent of gratitude.
Yes.
Do you smell something?
Thanksgiving.
Do you smell something?
Yeah, I smell it.
You smell gratitude. We
I
should.
do,
Let's
I
hope
do.
you guys express gratitude to the Most High, especially as you
Every
was
day.
down on the dressing and that I don't even want to say it, ham, because I'm guilty of it. But that dressing and greens, yum 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 yum. Yeah. What else we got? Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese, potato salad, potato pie, peach cobbler, cornbread, rolls.
Oh, wait. Yes, ma'am. So we
Oh,
hope.
don't forget the wait. Don't forget the sweet tea and lemonade mix.
Arnold Palmer. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that sweet potato pie.
yes.
We hope you express gratitude for the food, but especially for the spiritual food that you received these last 2 years, going through these
Yes.
experiences that were totally foreign to you, that you are still here. And hopefully you are awake and enlightened and know that now it's time to get down to business. We're almost at the finish line.
We're in the third quarter.
I'm
We're in
serious.
the third quarter. Yes,
Third
sir.
quarter. I'm telling you. So when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the scent of gratitude. And what's the scripture inspiration? So scripture inspiration is Genesis 8, starting at verse 20. But we're going to talk about the story and lead up to that. But it's verse 20, 21. So go grab you something, refresh your drink, refill your drink or whatever and all that. And we'll be back in about 30 seconds. So stay tuned.
And the Right Along with Vanessa morning show is back, bringing you even more raw, real enlightenment and 100% free coaching. Join us as we take you higher into the dimensions of God. Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here via the KP Media TV network. Stay in love.
All right, we are back. So let's get started here. Tonight we are talking about the scent of gratitude. Genesis 8.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, certain stories. I just love them, and I love Noah.
Go ahead.
I love
Lead
Noah.
off.
Okay, so everybody knows the story of Noah. We've seen the cartoons and all this about the story of Noah, about how God commanded him, told him that the world was getting ready to be flooded and all this. He's going to destroy the people because that sin is stenching up heaven, and I got to get it out. He said, so I need you to build a boat. So y'all can get rescued up out of here. And all them years, Noah's building the boat, people laughing at him. They think he was crazy. Oh, what you don't know what you're talking about. We ain't never seen no rain before, and this and that, whatnot. And God proved everybody wrong. Noah and his family got on that boat with 2 of every animal, and was spared from the wrath of God. So now they've landed, and Noah, you can take it from here.
So they've landed. So in the scripture, it says that the moment that he was able to find dry ground, it says, and Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and he took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake. For the imitation of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite anymore everything living as I have done. So after you've gone through your experience, those hard experiences, and you see that God has brought you over. He has sustained you. He has saved you. He has protected you. He has fed you. He has kept you. He has healed you. It is so many ways. Then why, when we get there, we forget? We forget the nights we stayed up, the nights we cried, the nights that we hurt. When we get to the healing point, why is it that we forget who brought us over? Noah didn't forget. Noah was a fascinating man. He was not he was who he was, and he had gone through a lot. Can you imagine being on a boat with all those animals? And
I know why he got drunk once he made land. I know why. He's like, look, this is too much. All these women animals screaming, and the stench and the stinky, and I gotta clean up and hear these women griping because we gotta spare the food. We don't know how long we're gonna be here. I gotta send that bird out, and God told me He was gonna take care of me. All this stuff going on in his mind. And as soon as he made land, that's what I was gonna ask you. Now, did he get drunk before or after he made that altar?
I think he made the altar first. He did the altar first. Because this was like immediately after they got to that point. So he took care of spiritual things first.
Because as soon as he got the boat, he was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus."
How can you not be grateful for what God has brought us through and to? I just, I just don't get it. But the altar that he made in thanksgiving to God for sustaining them, for bringing them over, became a very sweet scent in the nostrils of God. And so as we're so busy that we don't wake up in the morning, the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning, and I'm guilty of it, is grab your phone. And that's not the first thing. The first thing we need to do is build an altar of thanksgiving. And it doesn't mean you have to physically build something, but it does mean that you should spiritually give thanks that you're awake and that God has allowed you to see this place and this space, and you're still here. So when you wake up in the morning, God longs to hear thank you. Don't you long to hear thank you when you do something for somebody?
Yes, and you know what broke me from that, and I share this with everybody. I added to my alarm a daily meditation.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So when it goes off, I know it, and you ought to hear it. It's great. It says, "Good morning, Your Highness," and and then it goes and it takes you in a meditative state. It's by Queen Irby. It's one of her songs that she does. One of my affiliate partners, and it's all meditations by breathing and all this stuff. So as soon as I hear that, then I start breathing.
Yeah.
And then it gets me centered. And then even though if I'm half asleep, because I have to snooze button, but at least it triggers that instead of me just reaching and going to TikTok or Facebook or checking my emails and all this. I'm immediately taken to where I start focusing on getting centered and going through the breathing exercises now. And then once I get up and then I go outside and I do my, I go through the whole process again. I have my coffee or my tea or whatever. So since I've been doing that, I've been really just centered and able to go through and work and be just in a good state, all day. Because I've already set the tone of what my day is going to look like.
Right. And giving thanks is even if you just do it 10 minutes a day,
that's all it takes.
It strengthens your immune system. Now, it's saying that, I mean, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, your immune system is to keep back those foreign agents that try to invade your space. So just 10 minutes of giving thanks, it changes everything about you. It changes your energy. It changes your chakras. It changes your mindset. It starts you out. Nobody can touch you when you start your day off like that. Now, 24 hours, you only need 10 minutes, a tenth, the first 10th. We always tithe in money, but the first 10th of your time. How many people are tithing money but not tithing the first 10 minutes? Okay, the first 10 minutes of your time. Man, I just heard that.
Yep.
10 minutes, a tenth of your time. That first thing, see the king first. Then all these other things will be added unto you. See
Because
it.
you have to realize when you are asleep, you think your soul is in your body. It's over.
It's traveling. And you don't know where it's been.
So you got to
when
get.
you wake up and it gets back in your vehicle,
You got to
and
power
you start
up.
saying, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. Because it's been traveling. It's what he did was he built it. So what is that saying? It means that you have to build, like Vanessa's saying, the meditation comes on with her alarm. I'm gonna get that because I need to be directed immediately. Because once you hit the floor, everything that you need to do or everything you didn't do, yes, it all starts here. It starts. Mm-hmm. So he built it. So it's up to you to build your altar of thanksgiving to God. Your first 10 minutes that you wake up in the morning.
Right.
And it's going to give you the return is just
it's great. And she goes through 9, all chakras. And you breathe and you're powering up. So what it does is powers up every chakra so that you are in harmony with yourself.
Yeah,
because you don't know where your soul been going. I'm visiting folks and hanging out with this and that. Sometimes I be going all the way back to my sinful, horrible days of doing drugs. I got to come back and get centered. I got to get right. And
because
I don't know.
Those thoughts never leave. They just subside. Yeah.
So I'm like, why did I go there? And it's just like different dimensions. That's where I was and everything. And who knows? Maybe I'm picking out my next dimension. I don't know. All I know is when I get back, I need to get right. And it really started helping me get centered and power up each of my chakras so that I can radiate properly. And then sure enough, I thought when I get suited up and we walked out to the pier and I sit there in the sun and I just expressed gratitude. So when Noah, after he went through all that mess, I mean, think about all those years, people laughing at him. And he going through and being ridiculed. He just like, I'm not listening. I'm going to keep on building. I know what God told me. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. They laughing at me. Then we ain't never seen no rain before. Can you imagine that time? He kept doing it. He kept building. He kept building. He kept building. Because there was something in him that was driving him, something that he knew. He's like, I got to take care of my family. God done told me. I know something's getting ready to happen. I'm going to keep doing it because I know that I will be spared. He said, well, if it don't ever happen, at least I'm prepared. Sure enough, it started raining. And everybody started running. Come get it. And he's like, no, the door is shut. I'm here to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. When that door is shut, it's going to be too late. And I'm not trying to inflict no fear on nobody, but if you are sensitive to the times, you know what's getting ready to happen. It's time to start praying and get in position. Get in position. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting in position. Because Jesus said, when I come, will I find faith? People think he's going to break through the sky. I don't know how he's going to come. I really don't care how he get here. Spaceship, skateboard, whatever that is. The thing is, I want to make sure that I'm in position so that when he comes, he finds faith. It may be through my experiences. It may be through something that, whatever. Whatever way he comes and shows up, I want to make sure that he finds faith. What is that look like? What is it? Are you caught up in all this other stuff and you're losing sight and you're wrapped up in fear and doubt? Whatever it is, and I'm not trying to, I know because we all trip up, we all get kind of tapered off and everything, but you gotta do what you need to do so that as soon as you wake up, You get centered because all those troubles, like Michelle was saying, come to you. You got to think about this. You got to worry about, get centered. Express the gratitude so that you can send up that aroma.
And
And
it says he smelt it and he saw it in his heart. Now listen to that. He smelled it, but he saw it in his heart. And you'll never be able to understand that in this flesh. How do you smell and see? So
have you ever been like just hanging around or doing something and you smelled something that smelled really good? You're like, what is that?
And you can't identify where it's coming from. You just know that you sense it. And so I kind of think that's probably when the Spirit of God is just lurking and present more so than ever before. Sometimes we just get so busy and we just don't experience that. But sometimes you're in that state where that presence and it smells good. I mean, but he smelled it and saw it in his heart.
In his heart.
And the scripture goes on to say that, where are we? It says that the Lord said in his heart, I will not again. And before that, it's saying that for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. The imagination from his heart. To me, that doesn't say when he was a baby or when he was little. It says to me when he was not awake. Because he was learned this stuff. Learn to be evil, learn to be negative, learn to be conditioned. And we've got to unlearn that.
Right. Now, because when I read that, I've been asking Spirit to enlighten me on this. And this is my interpretation of it and how I'm seeing it. It says, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. To me, that's because from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that contrast is there.
Yeah.
From childhood. So that's like we're born in sin and not shaping it with iniquity, so we have that capability of.
And it's right, because once you get into the womb, which is interpreted as the matrix,
right,
you begin to hear everything that's going on. And evil, that's when it starts, when you start hearing, whether it's you hearing abusive language or whether you're hearing something on the TV.
Right.
When I got pregnant with Miracle, because the doctors say I wouldn't have babies, I made sure that she was listening to something positive. And that may be why she came out dancing, why she's a dancer. Mm-hmm. But I made sure that music, because I know that music has a vibration.
Right.
And I made sure that was present in her, because it was a different kind of pregnancy. I'd never been pregnant before, but I knew it was different, because the first 3 months of the pregnancy, I was bleeding as if I was on my cycle. Mm-hmm. And so they had pronounced her as miscarried 2 or 3 times. So I would be sent to the doctor and they'll get a heartbeat. That was the first 3. The next 3 months, there was not enough water in my uterus to protect her. So they were afraid that she was going to injure herself. So that's the blood the first time, the water the next, and then after. And I'm saying, okay, it's the blood, and then the water. And then after that, in the 7th month is when I had her prematurely, they say. But my prayer was, God, please let me have a baby before I turn 40. Now, I was 39 while I was pregnant with her. Her birthday, the date that she was supposed to be born, was 4 days before I was to turn 40. But she came early, which was on Thanksgiving. She was born on Thanksgiving. That was another time I wanted some turkey dressing and I was in the hospital. So she was born on Thanksgiving in the 7th month. I had gone through the blood and the
And the
water.
water.
Man, so I'm just saying everything has meaning if you allow it to be meaning. And
It
so I'm
does.
grateful and thankful that I had her at the age that I had her. And then Robert came like 2 years later, so it was an added bonus. And so sometimes what man says on the outside, if you agree with it, then you create that for yourself. But I
Right.
decided to write be pregnant before 40 on my calendar. So there is nothing impossible with God.
Nothing. And the thing about it is, see, you gotta understand too, is that there are souls that are accepting assignments to come here, right? So, but your womb it had to align with the energy of that soul.
Mhm.
See, there's no devilish soul can come and stay in your womb, period. It would have automatic blank. So it had to align with that.
Yes.
So God was like, He's always seeking whom He can use. He was like, there she is right there. Because me, I was doing my crazy stuff. I mean, that was not a part of my contract. I'm like, look, I need to focus on me because you know I'm a hot mess. So don't let me have nothing. Let me just get this right. So He found you, and there she was, and boom. So I mean,
Connection, yes. It was
the
it's
sender,
divine.
it
Yes.
is divine. So we have so much to be grateful for. The fact we got 8 minutes. The fact that when you are operating in that flow of gratitude, you are sending out an aroma, an energetic aroma that goes up into the nostrils of your atmosphere. See, this is why people have to. I mean, have you ever seen somebody with a nasty attitude come in the room and your face be like,
I smell something. Look, I smell something.
do you smell something? Your spiritual smell something. Why do you like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same way with
Yeah, I smell
gratitude.
something.
So, and
Yeah.
then when you have that attitude of gratitude, you're sending out a fragrance, and then people see you, they can smell you, and then they can see your heart.
Yes.
And that's how your gift will make room for you. Because when you operate in a space of gratitude, a way will be made for you. Your steps will be ordered. You'll go and make the right connections, and people will see you, but they don't know you, but they can smell you. You'll be like, oh, I you're a good person. I have people say it to me all the time. You're a good person. Just point me out. I'd be like, my hat, my sunglasses.
It's the aura, the connection of being thankful sends out an aura of energy to people. And it sends out, it opens up, here we're talking about this portal again. It opens up an opportunity for things to come. Because if you do something for somebody and they're grateful, you don't have a problem doing something else for them. But if you do something for somebody and they're nasty and got attitude, then they tell you thank you. The next time they need help, you're going to think the second time. So God, when we say thank you, He said everything, in everything. He didn't say about everything. He said in everything that you're going through, just give thanks. Because if you give thanks, that odor is going to come and I'm going to smell it and I'm going to hear it in my heart. And I live in your heart and the connection comes. So what we must do is just be grateful.
Girl, my mama crazy, right? She an Aries, so she always have us laughing. We was growing up, we sit down, we have a good deal, a good dinner, everything. I'm gonna be sitting there and she just go, bleh. She belch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jesus. She operated like, thank you, Jesus. She sneezed. Thank you, Jesus. All everything. She says everything. And we were brought up in that environment to always give thanks. Mama took it literal. She took it literal. She was like, I'm giving him thanks for everything, you know. And she said, that just let me know I'm still, everything's still working, you know. She really had a good attitude about it. So it feels good when you're grateful, don't it?
It does. It does. It changes, and people don't recognize it. Every time you say thank you, something in your energy realm resonates. Something pops off in your kundalini. Something happens positive in your body. Healing happens in your body when you're grateful.
Yes,
so we
it
have
does.
got to use that scent of gratitude to send. I mean, you can smell it because God is in you, and you know how you feel when you say thank you. I feel good when I can say thank you to somebody.
Right.
You know, even if my kids give me something, I say thank you. People think you don't have to say it to your kids because they owe you. They do owe me a lot, but I still can say thank you. Yeah, I would have been a millionaire if I hadn't had kids.
You think that? Yeah, you
I'm
probably
just playing.
went down. You probably went down hot mess road like me. You know.
I probably would have. Let me tell you, I probably would have. So let me tell you, my kids really saved me from a lot of things. They saved me from loneliness. They saved me from being crazy. They saved me because I knew that my mom took care of 4 by herself. So I knew I could take care of 2 by myself with God's help. And so, yes, I was just joking, but they have saved me from a lot of things because they helped me keep my focus. Knowing that 2 people are behind you and depending on you, and it changes a lot about other things that you do. That's why I'm not married, because I don't think I would have been able to handle it if somebody came in over my kids and did something crazy.
That's why I don't have any children. I'd be in the penitentiary right now.
Yeah, so I just said, it used to be the girls that they attack, but now they attack the boys too. And so my mom never brought anybody in over us. I just felt like for my sanity and for me not serving some prison time, it would be best if I just be alone. So that's it. That's it.
Gratitude. The scent of gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you were able to send out a scent of gratitude toward our Creator for all the wonderful provisions that He's made for us. We are ending this year. We're coming up towards the end. We're 6 weeks away, 8 weeks away, and so much is happening and so much is popping off already. And you know, we're in this space of uncertainty. But make no mistake, when you get in position, provision, peace, what's the other P? All of them. Power will all be there for you. It's like you're going to be connected and synced up to everything that you need to get through these last and final great and terrible days of the Lord. Get in position.
You like that, these terrible days.
Great and terrible days. I mean, it's like an epic motion picture. Great and terrible days of the Lord. You know, it is. It's a movie. You know, and you know, people have to understand. Look, it's like, honey, get in position. Get in position. I just feel in my heart. These revelations is coming to me now. I'm like, come Passover. I'm like, ain't no telling. The end of the year, and then we got the first quarter of 2022, and that equal out to 6. I don't know. Something getting ready to pop off. I just know. So I'm just telling you, so get in position. Are you supposed to be scared? No, don't be afraid. Get in position. It's time for you to stand up and be who you are. If you're gonna be on the Lord's side, whatever that looks like, love and light, go get in position. If you're gonna be on love's side, get over there. If you over here hanging out in the devil's living room, or whatever you call the devil or evil, these low vibrational way of thinking and doing and being, you need to say, look, I gotta go home. My curfew's almost here. I gotta make curfew. Get yourself in position.
Yeah.
Go through that spiritual shower and get in position.
And it starts with gratitude. It starts with gratitude. Gratitude changes your whole life. It changes.
Honey.
It changes your whole life. Just being grateful.
Just being grateful.
I feel it now. I mean, you need to sit down every day at the end of your day and say, I am grateful for whatever that is. Keep you a log of gratefulness.
Yep.
Tell him.
All right, co-host, we've done it again. We want to thank you guys so much for watching and sharing the Spiritually Speaking and Awakening. Woo! It's going to be another show next week. We want to thank you for tuning in. Tune in for the Ride Along with Vanessa morning show. And next week, and we also can make sure you catch Michelle Massey Washington on HAPS TV. And you go out to Amazon and get her book, Mental Equation.
Me.
Oh, awesome. Me. All right. Me. Co-host, we did it again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sharing. Podcast world, thank you. Until next week on Spiritually Speaking and Awakening, I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator.
I'm Michelle Washington, your spiritual evolutionist. Namaste. We bow to the divine presence in you.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Stay in love.
Thank you for enjoying the show. If you have an awesome product or service that you would like Vanessa to promote, go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor, and we'll get back to you. We have monthly sponsorship programs, ad slots, all kinds of wonderful, great things to promote your product or service. Contact Vanessa today.